Hello, creative mind. Welcome home. I'm Survival, and today I'll be introducing you to the PixelLab app. This app, you can use it in making graphic designs, you can use it in making 3D wall logo, and lots more. Let's head into the app. This is the app. When you open up the app, this is what it looks like. Um, so we'll be starting with this. Okay, I mean this, we'll be starting with that. So there you see different will I call it background or different templates. Okay, you can change it to any which you can easily edit. Will I call it templates? You can easily edit them. So that's what it does. The second one here is text. um it is text. That A, you can use it to edit text. So I'll click on it. There are things I want to point out here before taking you a bit further into the text section. I want you to take note of these three things: this first dot, this second one, and then this third one. They all have their own different functions. This first one here, the first one here, actually you use it to increase your text box. Now it does not increase the size of your text or decrease the size of your text, rather it increases or decreases the size of your text box. I believe you can see it's not increasing the text, rather it is increasing or reducing the text box. And when the text cannot enter into the box, it tries to increase the box vertically so that it will enter. So that is what it does. The second one here, let me point it out. This second one here, you use it to rotate. You use it to rotate the text. I believe you can see it. Then the third one here is what you use in increasing or decreasing the size of the text. I believe you can see it is increasing or decreasing it. So that's it. So now with the edit here at the this thing, with the edit here, you can use it to edit the text. I believe let's call it tutorial. You can use it to edit the text. Okay. With this, you can use it to delete it. If I click on delete, it will go. But thank God we have something like undo, which I'll use in recovering what I just deleted. I'll use this undo. It's called undo. It will undo what I did. So I'll click it to get back the text. So with this copy, you will be able to duplicate the text to copy it. I believe you can see a copy of the tutorial, the text. So now this bring to front and bring to back, they do the best way of explaining this to you is to add an image to this design. Let me add an image. Okay, so now let me add the best way to describe this bring to front is this. Let me take this. I'm taking the text just on top of this thing, on top of this image. You notice that this text is behind the image. The image is covering it. If I want this text to come in front of the image, that is where I use this bring to front. I'll click on this bring to front here. I believe you are seeing the bring to front. I'll click on it, the bring to front. That is it here. I'll click on it. Automatically, it will now be on top of the image. I believe you can see it. Let me change the color to black so that it will be a bit visible. Okay. So now you can see it. It's now on top of the image. If I click to back, it will be behind the image. You see it is behind the image. If I click to front is in front of the image. That is the function of this bring to front or bring to back. So now position, this is what the position does. You can set the pixel at which you want it to move. Maybe you want it to move gradually, you decrease the pixel so that it can move gradually. If you want it to move a bit faster, you increase the pixel. So according to the arrow of the the direction is according to arrow. So that is it about the position. Now this relative position, what it does is you can use it to align your text, object or anything to any part of the canvas you want. If I want it to be in the middle, I'll use this one for the middle. I'll use this one for the middle. I'll use this one to align it to the middle. This one also goes for the middle. This one will be aligned to the left, to the right of the screen. This one to the bottom right of the screen, bottom right. This one so now what this does is you use it to align your text or object in the canvas. Okay, this one goes to the middle. You can try them out yourself. This one takes it to the middle. This one also middle, but they differ. This one to the right of this canvas. This one to the bottom right of the canvas. This one to the right, to the left of the canvas. This one to the top left of the canvas. Okay, let's try it out and see what they look like. I'll be using this middle one. You can see it has aligned it to the middle. Let me bring it up here. It will set it to the middle again. If it is down here, it will still set it. Just try it out yourself. This one takes it to the right, bottom right, to the top right, top right. You can see it. Top right. So just try it out yourself. That is what it does. Another thing I would like to show you is this, the text size. You can use this to increase the size of the text or decrease it. That's what it does. You can use it to increase the text size or decrease it. Okay. Then the next thing is the padding. Padding is more like space before or after the text. You can see it. I'm adding space before the text. I mean inside the text box. The box you are seeing is the text box. I'm adding space inside the text box. That is there will be space before the text. That's what it does. So that is for the left padding. You can see that is for the right padding. That is what they do. Okay. Then the next thing is the text color. You can change the color of the text to brown, black, white, red, anything. Now another secret I will need to show you is a text can actually have two colors. I believe you can see what I'm doing down here. Okay, in the tutor I can just take this TU and paint it brown, and then take this TO and possibly paint it white. I'll select it, paint it white. Then RI, I can paint it brown. Let me go for the RI, I can paint it brown. And then AL, I can paint it white. AL, I can paint it white. So now my text is having a lot of colors in it. That is how you can do it. So that is all about text color. Now texture, you can add texture to your text. That I can add to my text. You can see the color of my text now. It picked the color of the image. Okay, now let me explain it this way. What texture does is this. With texture, you can add a color of an image to your text. So the text will now take the color of this image. I believe you can see it. That is what texture does. You can try all these things out yourself. So I'm undoing it. Okay. Another one is opacity. Opacity is the visibility of your text. You can make it less visible. You can make it more visible. That is what opacity does. That is what it does. You can make it less visible or very much visible. So to rotate, you can use this to rotate it. Okay, that's what rotate does. Okay, then the mask, you can use it to remove some parts of the text. This is used when you are going for, or when you are doing something like when you are making some design. It's for people that have gone advanced. You can set out all this. When you enable it, it will delete parts of the text. So it's for design. It's a bit advanced, so I will not be going into it. Okay. The next one is font. Okay, when you click on font, you can change the font of your text. You can change it to, okay, let me use the one that will be a bit noticeable. I'll use this black 2M. I'll select it. You see what my text looks like now. So that is the font. Can change. Font is more like a handwriting. You know, my handwriting and yours cannot be the same. So his font is different ways of writing, handwriting, rather different types of handwriting. So the next thing will be style. I believe you can see it. The style here, you can make your text bold, you can make it normal. You might not notice it because of the font I'm using. So let me change the font and put it to maybe something. Let me use this then. Okay, so we are back to style. Okay, you can make it bold, you can make it light. Seems this one doesn't have bold and light. You can make it italic, you can italicize it. You can underline it. You can cancel it. So you can make it bold, you can italicize it, you can underline it. You can cancel the effects you put on the text. So that is what the style does. Then the curve, it's more like an arc also. You see, you can use it to change the direction of the text, to curve it. That is what it does. Okay. Then the background, you can use it to add a background to your text. You can make it green, you can do stuff with it. So that's it. Then the align comes to play when you have more than one line of text. That is when you can use align. Let's take for example, let me edit this text. Okay, I'll put in just anything. Okay, let me tutorial here at survivors creativity. Survivors creativity. Okay, let me make it let me reduce the size of the text. So now with this you will be able to appreciate what the align does. I can make all of them to be aligned to the left. You see all of them is set from the left. You can push it to the right. You can see it. I can make it to be in the middle. That is what alignment does. So it only applies when you have at least two line of text. That is when you use align. Okay. So the next one with spacing. Spacing is the space you want to be in between the alphabets. That is in between, like in the tutorial you can see T, U, T, O, in between each alphabet. The space you want in between them, that is the spacing here. You can space for letter and you can space for words. You see it? You can space for letter, you can space for word. Then this is line spacing. In between each line, the space you want to add. In between tutorial and here, in between here and art, in between art and survivals, and in between survivals and creativity. The space you want to add, or the space you want in between those line of text, that is what this line spacing takes care of. Okay, the next one will be stroke. Maybe you want a line or a color around the text, that is when you use stroke. You can use it as color, you can use it as gradient, you can change the stroke size or you can reduce it. That is all what the stroke does. This one is shadow. You can add shadow to the text. That's it. You can use color as shadow, you can leave it. I prefer using black as my shadow because shadows are always black. You can increase the opacity, you can decrease it, the blur radius, you can work on it and all of them. So the distance between the shadow and the text, you can also see it. That is what it does. Okay. So the next thing will be the inner shadow. Maybe you want the inside of the text to have a shadow. That is when you use the inner shadow. It's the same thing with the shadow. So not the same anyway, but similar. So this one is emboss. Actually, I don't know what is wrong with this my app. The emboss is actually not working properly here, and I don't really know why. So you can leave the emboss, but what you can leave it. So the perspective is the direction or how you want where you want your text to face or align to. That is what perspective does. This is 3D. This is the rotation. You can rotate it this way. That's what the rotation does. The 3D rotate. This one is the 3D text. Okay, you can use it to make your text to appear like a 3D. That's what it does. Then this one is the 3D shadow. You can use it to add a 3D shadow to your text or object. Okay. Then this one is reflection. You can use it to add a reflection of your text or object just below. So that is, I've shown you, I've walked you through what you can do using the text interface. Now there is something I want you to take note of. If you are working on text, or if you want to make some changes or editing on your text, always make sure you are on the text icon here. Now, if you want to work on your text, maybe you are and make sure you click on the text here. If you click on the text here and you move to the next one to edit your text, it might not come out well. I don't know if you understood what I'm saying. Now, if you want to work on your image and you are here and you are on the text section, it might not come out well. I'm clicking on the image now. If I am on the text section, it will not come out well. So all I'm trying to say is this: if you are working on an image make sure to, if you want to make changes, that you are here. That's for the image. If you are working on text, make sure you are here. That is where you get options for text. So that's it, very important. So now this is the for the image or object or anything. So here, if actually you added an image, you can reselect it here. Okay, or maybe you added an object, you can use the reselect to reselect it. This one is to delete it. Crop, I believe you know what crop is. To copy, you can copy it, you can paste it to the front, to the back. I've already shown you all that when when we are discussing about the text section. The positioning, they are all the same. Relative position, they are all the same, like that of the text. Relative size, you can check it out. The color, you can change the color. You can change the texture, opacity. You can check on color filters. Now, what the color filter does is this: you can use it to, make your object or image to have more of a particular color. Like I can use this hue now to increase the color. You can see it from yellow is changing to is now becoming greenish. You can see it is gradually changing to blue. So that is what the hue does to it. So that is it. It's changing to will I call it orange? That is what the color filter does. So now for the saturation, you can see what it does. The brightness, it increases the brightness. The contrast, it makes it try to retrieve the details. That is what it does. You can check it out and try it yourself. So now on the stroke, I believe when we are talking about the text section, I showed you what you can use the stroke for. It adds more like a color, or it adds a color to the surrounding of your text or image. So the eraser, you can use it to erase parts of the image. The mask, I already showed you what you can use it for. The erase color, actually this erase color, when we start the design proper, this is more like an introduction to PixelLab app. So when we start making simple design, that is when we put it into practice. So I won't want to feed you with much now. So rotate, we've already discussed about that. The 3D rotates, we've talked about that. 3D shape, you can try it yourself and see what it does. Actually, my app is having a little issue. That's why I don't want to go into this 3D shape and the other. The shadow, we've discussed about all that. So now we'll be moving to the section of the background. This is the background section. I believe this is the background section. This is it. We'll be going to that section now. Okay. So now when you go to the background section, the changes you make here, it affects everything in the background. If I click on color, I might want to have maybe we are currently on gradient. You see everything in the background changed. This is the gradients. I can use solid colors. These are solid colors. This is brown. Okay, this is black. That is for solid colors. Okay, you can also use a transparent background. When sometimes we finish the work, maybe most especially if I'm designing a 3D wall logo. I start the work on PixelLab app and then finish it up on Photopay. Is it Photopay or Photopay or whatever? I finish it up online. So I always export the work using a transparent background. So this is a transparent background. Let me change it to gradient so that it will have a better look. Okay. So now on the image size, with this we can change the size of the image. we'll still get into that when we start making design. You can also use image as your background. I believe you can see it. That is what it does. Okay, these are beautiful images you can use as your background. The next thing, you can choose an image from your gallery. You can use your camera to take a picture, and it will serve also as your background image. Okay, the next one is the effects you can add to your image. I have a problem pronouncing this word. Is it vignette? I don't know how to pronounce it anyway. Okay, it adds a kind of shadow to it, makes a circle with a shadow around it. That is the function. This one adds noise to the work. It adds more noise to it. Okay, this one adds stripes. I believe you can see it. It stripes the work, your background, stripes it. This one you use it to increase the brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, and all that. So with this, I believe we've covered the major sections in the PixelLab app. And the next thing I'll be showing you now is the layers. Layers are very important in anything you are designing. Most likely, whichever app you are using, you will still come across layers. So this is where this is where you get the layer panel. This is the layer panel here. Okay, when you click on the layer panel, you see all the stuff you have in your design. And we can actually add more things there. Okay, anyway, let me walk you through the basic things you need to know. Okay, so now with this, you'll be able to use it to edit. This one you use it to the padlock. You use it to lock the layer. Now when you lock the layer remains in a fixed position. You will not be able to move it unless you unlock the layer. That is what the padlock there does. Then this other one is the visibility. You use it to turn on or turn off the visibility. Now when the visibility is turned off, the image disappears in the design, or the text disappears from the design. When the visibility is turned on, it reappears again on the design. So let's try out those things. You see now I'm able to move this layer or this text. Now let me lock it here. I'm no longer able to move it. I'm trying to move it, but I'm no longer able to move it. Now this is the visibility. When I click on the visibility icon, now you see the text has disappeared from the design. So if I click it back on again, the text appeared back on the design. That is what it does. This one you use it for further editing, to copy it, to set it, to change the color and what have you. You can try all those ones yourself. Something I didn't show you on the layer panel is the delete icon, which I believe you know. Once you click on the delete icon, you will be able to delete the layer. So now the next thing I'll be showing you will be this part here. You use it in selecting the individual layers to merge it or to do anything you want with it. You see, I just clicked it. With that, I can select multiple layers. Okay, before I go to that, let me show you something. You see, oh, so sorry, I locked this layer. Let me unlock it. You see, this text now, I'm able to move it. It's on its own. This one, I'm able to move it. They are all independent of each other. Now, I can merge them and they will become one. So I'll click on the two. Then I'll click on this button to merge them. This is the button. Let me show you. This is the button. Okay, I can click on it, and then the two will become one. You can see it, confirmation. Are you sure you want to merge the selected object? I'll click OK. So now the two layers have become one. You see it, I'm no longer having two layers on the layer panel. I'm only having a single layer there. and you see they are all together now. They are now moving together. That is what you can do. The layer panel, you can match the individual distance. So I've undo that. That's why I will be able to move them individually. So the next thing is this guide. I call it guide. I think you can also call it grid. You can use it to, arrange your designs. Maybe I want to put this here, okay, and I want my text to also start here. You'll be able to see where the line, each individual text or object you place in your canvas, where they are. At least you will be able to arrange your work and make it neater. So now when you click on this guide or this grid or whatever the name is, you see this option here. You see one like you. That one you can use it to snap objects. That is, it helps you once you get closer to an edge or to a line, your object immediately it will magnet your object, text or picture or anything. You see, just magnet it to put it on that line there. That's what it does. Okay. When you are at the middle, it will let you know. I believe you see what is happening in the canvas. That is what it does. You can turn it on or off. You can go further to set it or customize it the way you want using that setting button. I already showed you what the undo does here. This is the undo. The other one next to it is the delete. Then the other one is the edit icon. Okay, so another thing I want to show you now is this. Take a look at the top side of your screen. You see this plus icon. Let me show you the plus icon. This is the plus icon. Okay, you use it to add image to your design. You use it to add different stuff. That is where you can add images on your design. Now don't make the mistake of using this. Okay, I'll show you. That's where you add your images. When you click on the plus icon, you can add text, you can add date, you can add stickers, you can add shapes. Now if you want to add image, you click on from gallery, you select an image and add to your design. You can draw. So that's what it does. The one next to it, let me show you. This one next to it, you use it to save your file. Okay, when you click it, it will give you the option of saving as a project or saving as an image. Now when you save as a project, what it does is this: you can always come back to the design and make changes. You can add, you can delete, you can edit. But when you save as an image, it will put everything together and export it as an image. So now the work is done, you can't edit it again, you can't do anything to it again. All you have is the finished work. But when you save as a project, you still have the raw files. You can always come back and make your editings if there is need for that. So the one next to it is to share. You can use it to share your work or share anything you want to share. That is what it does. Okay, that's it. Oh, you can use it to export rather, not to share. You use it to export your image. The other one is to add quotation. This is it. Let me show you. Use it to add text or quotation. Those are templates that are already inside the app. You can use it. Pick any of these to get into your designs. There are quotations. I don't think I need it. I'll delete it right away. Or let me leave it. Let me turn off the guide. Now something I'm not showing you is this. When you touch the layer, it brings up the layer panel. If you want to turn off the layer panel, you go back and click on the layer again, it disappears. The same thing with the guide. When you touch it, you see the guide is here. Click on it again, the guide will disappear. That is how it works. So now the next thing I'm sure I'll be showing you will be this icon, these three dots here. With it now you'll be able to, now when you use image from the gallery, what it does is the image goes to your background. You are not adding an image, but you are working on the background. That's why I will always encourage you to use this plus icon. Use this to add images. Sorry, use this to add images that you want to use for your design. Always use this. And if you want to change your background image, you can use this to change your background image. So full screen, use image from camera, export image. So that is where I usually export my image. Then I think that is the basic things I will need to show you about the PixelLab app. It's been a long class. So thank you for at least for your patience. In the next class, we'll be making a simple design in the PixelLab app. We'll be making very simple designs. Subsequent classes, we'll start making 3D wall logo on, not wall logo now, but 3D wall designs on PixelLab. So thank you once again for watching. God bless you.